so today we're going to talk about, actually, I have many podcast ideas today. And so today, if you're planning out the future coming to the Philippines, what what kind of plans do you have? As you can see, I have my notes here in front of me. I have quite a few. I have quite a few here. So it's a page, page and a quarter, almost page and a half. Planning out your future coming to the Philippines. How do you plan out your future? What to look for, and what kind of things are you guys looking for when you do come to the Philippines? So today we're going to talk about that. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Rainy skies, as I said. Another great day. So say you decided to come to the Philippines. Your girl, and where do you want to live? What kind of area do you want to live in? Do you want to live in, say, where she lives? Do you want to live where her family wants her to live? You want to maybe live somewhere else. Maybe you want to live inland. Maybe she out. Maybe she lives at the beach. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe you want to live at the beach. So you guys need to talk about that and planning that out. There's some few things in here you really need to look at, thinking about if you're planning to come to the Philippines, and I'll cover that. There are many options that you need to think about this, and here are some that you really need to think about. Where you want to live, what kind of environment are you going to be living in? And that's very important to your boredom, to your life, to what's going on. Are you going to be bored? Are you going to be contented? Because after a while you're going to get bored. There's many things to do here, but there's not. It's not like the States where you can go and there's many things to do in the States. Here, there's not so many things to do, and you're going to get bored. I don't care even if you have crafts, or you make benches, or you're a mechanic, or you have or you're a welder, or whatever it is, you're going to get bored. So, where do you want to live? Is there a hospitals that are close to you? That's the first thing you need to look for. Hospitals, in case you're injured, or you're sick, or you need help. Where are you going to live? As far as, is there doctors there? What are their primary care? And is there something I can get to really fast? And you really need to think about that, because they don't have ambulances here. They don't have a lot of things here, and that's one thing you need to think about. If you're going to be sick and you're in, say, an area that says no ambulance, how are you going to get to the hospital? Who's going to drive you there? How are you going to get there? Unless you buy a car, but you can't drive, right? So you need to think about those things. Banking, where are you going to get your money? And I just did a video this morning. I think really you should think about where you deposit your money. Not necessarily here in the Philippines. Maybe keep it in the States. If you want to deposit here, it's your money. You do whatever you want. But there's many guys that have complications of banks taking the money or not getting the money, or everything is fine for a year or 5 years, and then boom, you can't get your money anymore. Guy lost $3,000 last month because he had his money at BDO. And so what's he going to do with that? Right? It's gone. Banking and care. What about food stores? Something you think about too is food stores. If there is a grocery store close to you, what do they have? Is there a mall or something you can go to? Maybe a grocery store at the mall like Robinson's or SM or SNR? Or is there some kind of stores that you can actually buy your groceries at? Vegetables is another thing. There's going to be many places you can buy vegetables, but then you need to look at where the vegetables are coming from. What I mean by that is what kind of varieties are there? Are there like meat? Where I'm at, there's only like probably 10 varieties of vegetables here, and that's it. I have to go to CDO or to Valencia to broaden my expansion on vegetables, but then that does not mean they're going to have them. Very limited on vegetables here. You understand why? It's just one hot climate, so they can only grow one few things. They're not going to have everything. Potatoes may come in a few times a year if you're lucky. You're going to get onion maybe a few times a year. You maybe not find white and yellow onion. You're going to find a lot of items you cannot find. Coffees is another thing you need to be prepared for. You're not going to find unless you bring it with you. Malls, entertainment. If you're a drinking person, you probably want to go out and do some dinner and dancing and have fun with a lady and be with that lady and be with your wife. And you need to make sure that there's bars and pubs and places like that that you like to go to. and entertain yourself, and maybe go to the movie theater from time to time. Maybe it's something to break the boredom. Maybe go to a park or to a playground, or maybe play games. The little game places where you can, like ride race cars and stuff like that. There's not that many of. In fact, there's none here. There's none. In fact, I'm thinking it's in Davao there is CDO. I don't know of any in CDO. I'm sure there is. Look at look and see look at your life and see if you want to change where you're going to be living. Plan to get your relationship in order. Are you going to live close to mama and papa? Because you're going to have to take care of them. Make sure you set the ground rules in the beginning on where not only take care of mama and papa, but where we're going to take care of them at. We're going to live close to them, or they're going to live across town, or when they get elderly care, they're going to move in with us. How many other siblings do you have? How many other brothers and sisters does your girlfriend or wife have? You need to think about all that, because you're going to eventually be responsible for that, because you are a foreigner and you will be responsible for her parents no matter what. Even if the children are, say, an OFW or a seaman or whatever, you're still going to be responsible. Uh, Also, look at the family itself. Do they live close to sister? Is there sisters and the brothers and everybody living with them? Is the cousins living with them? What are their ages? You're going to need to figure all that out and think about that before you start moving close. If you don't like children, if you're not a fan of having children around, you may not like living close. If you're not a fan of people coming over your house morning, noon, and night, you may not need to live close. If you're not a fan of drinking and karaoke all hours of the day and night, you may not want to live close to your family. If you're not a fan of someone like just showing up unannounced and they're sleeping at your house on the floor, you may think about living not only in another town, in another city. A lot of the guys, that's what they've done. They decide to live in another city, like 300 miles away, to another city to get away from the family because of those reasons. The family sometimes, they will not kick their brother out. They will not kick any of their sisters out, even though they do wrong. They will not do that. They're a loving, caring culture, and they just won't do anything that will be derogatory. They will not say anything. They will not get mad at them. They will not voice their opinion toward them in any way that's bad or it will hurt their feelings or anything like that. They just don't do that here. And I made a statement last week. I said, why don't you set them straight and tell them? You want me to tell them? No, 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 no. Don't say that. And they would tell me, no, 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 they don't do that here. I said, why not? We Americans tell it like it is. If I don't like the shirt you're wearing, I tell you, I don't like your shirt. Or like guys tell me all the time, hey Tom, I don't like your hair. It's okay. I love it. I don't like your hair. It's okay. I don't like yours either. No, but I'm just saying, I'm teasing. It's a joke, but still, that's people will do that, and you can't do that here. You can't. For also, you really have to be careful on your words. You have to be careful not only on your words, but what you're saying and how you're saying it and you say it, because you can hurt people's feelings here really fast. Look at the family. Find out if they work or not. They have jobs. Very important thing is if they have a job. Very important, because you'll have to set that ground rule up. If you're planning on coming here, do they have a job? If they're going to get a job or had a job, how long they've been working? If they're planning to keep on keeping the job, will they pay you back for that motorcycle you bought them? Will they pay you back for anything? If you give out money, plan for it never to come back to you. Just plan for it. It's always easier just to plan. Don't give if you're not willing to lose. That's it. If you give somebody $200, just plan to say bye-bye to $200. If you sign your name on something for them to get a motorcycle or a piece of equipment, just say bye-bye to that money, because you're more than likely going to have to pay that particular bill. That's just the way it is to it. And you have to plan that out. You not only give them deposit, but you'll probably more than likely have to make the payments on it eventually. And it's just the way it is. Expect the unexpected, because just the way it is. There's no excuse. I, there's no excuse for it. So look at the kids. Make sure you know how many kids they have. Make sure you know how many kids your fiance has also. Not They don't always tell the truth because they're afraid they're going to lose the man that they're talking to. Talk to your girlfriend and see if she wants kids and how many, because that's very important. And plan it out because mom and papa is going to be a highly influence on that. Like I said, mom and papa will actually be an influence on the kid situation because they'll tell her we want kids, and in her mind, they will do it. They that's just the way it is. So no matter what you say or do, you got to have a kid unless you have vasectomy, and then there you go, control that. So some of the guys I do know of two guys who got a vasectomy. One's back in the States now to get his reversed because he just made up his mind, okay, I'm tired of her hounding me for a child, and I'm going to go back and get it reversed. And he's in the process now, this month, of getting it reversed and heading back here to the Philippines so he can have a baby if everything works out properly. So, like I said, you plan out a lot of things. Banking is another thing you got to think about. I already said that, right? Did I say banking? No, I did not. I did not say about banking. Banking, yeah, banking. Banking is a big one, man. Bad, big one, big one, big one. Banking, you don't really know what's going to happen with your cards, your credit cards. How are you going to get the credit cards? How long it's going to take to get the credit cards once you do it? There are some online banks that you can actually use that will really help you online. That you have an account. There's no standalone units. The Capital One has many banks, as you know, but they also have what they call checking online. It's banking online. You just put your money in there. The bank money they have your money, but it's online banking. And that's what I have. I have what they call a 360 account. I love it. It gives you a lot of same benefits. It's just it's online. You transfer your money in from another account or some other way or direct deposit. You can actually have your check, and that's be a really great option. I should do a video on this. Have your check deposited instead of doing it in the Philippine bank. Why do it? And if you don't like the banks in U.S., you want to eliminate, do an online bank, even though they're still tied to the states. You still have to have a main address there, but you can do it online, and it's so much easier. And you'll get it sometimes a day, maybe 2 days before. So, for example, they say your check's deposited on the third. Sometimes you may get it on the first or second. That's what happens to me, and you can actually spend it earlier. And so, but I don't have mine deposited. Mine's in another Wells Fargo, but that's what they do. But Capital One does the same. Reason I know that I have something deposited in my Capital One, it's always a day or two early, and you can gain access funds to it. In other words, they let you gain funds even though they deposit it a day or two early, like Social Security does, and you can get the funds immediately instead of waiting until the fourth or fifth or whenever that's your normally would wait. Uh, and make sure you do plan out the cards because people don't really realize. Um, oh, good afternoon, Chris. How you doing? Thank you for coming on. Nice to see you. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. You missed quite a bit on the stream. Let's see. Planning out your future living in the Philippines and how to plan out your future and what to look for and where your girl wants to live and the food stores and the malls and entertainment. Make sure you live close to food stores and malls if you want that entertainment. If you like to have a couple cold beers every once in a while, make sure you do that. Live close to the bars, things like that you like. And what is the best? What is the best to do? And too, something the guys are trying to decide on. Where's the best to go? Do you plan on staying here or leaving the Philippines? If you plan on staying here in the Philippines full time, you'll need to make sure that you still have your P's and Q's and ties to U.S. Here's an example. I know a friend that actually actually cut the cord with U.S. And during back last year when they were giving refunds and payments, he was just raising sand, very upset. I did not get anything. I did not get anything. And I said, well, when you give up your nationality of USA and you give up everything and you come to a country and you gave up your rights as a U.S. citizen, gave up your passport, turn your passport in, how do you expect the government to give you money? And how do you expect you to get money when they were giving out the money for to help people? And so he regretted doing that. And recently he got his passport back and reapplied. Had to go through a lot of hassle because he said, I'm just tired of the U.S. and just dropped everything. What a no-no. You never do that. The United States of America is where you were born and raised. And it's still, God bless America. It's still one of the greatest countries in the world. And I have to say that. No matter what's going on, it's God's country. And I still love it there. Anyway, get back to what I was saying. So you plan to stay or leave. How long do you plan on staying? How long do you go bring your lady back with you to the States? If you are or aren't, you need to make that decision with her in the beginning because sometimes these Filipinas already have an idea that they're going to be going to the States. And you may have said in the beginning, oh, yeah, I'll bring you to the States, but actually changed your mind or she's going to bring it up to you. So plan for that because she's going to actually hit you up there. And how long do you plan on living there? Are you going to bring her there? Are you planning on living there? A lot of people decided to live in the States because go back to the States because there's a little bit more land of opportunity and more employment for them and give them more funds and more money that is available so they can maybe make an income. Because she can draw off your Social Security, and that's my plan with Ruth, that she can get some benefits. Let her gain her momentum. She has to be there for 5 years. Now, you can go there for a year and stay away for a year, but you go back for a year. That counts 2 years. So she goes away for 6 months and stays there 6 months. So she has 2.5 years in the States. So it adds up to 5 years she has to stay there and work or be there in the States and doing stuff, and she can draw on my Social Security. Now, Ruth really wants to have a little income, and she's told me the things that she'd like to do once she goes to the States, and that's fine. I want to give her the opportunity. I want to show them that opportunity. People said I would not bring my wife to the States because I see so many problems with bringing my wife to the States that I really am not sure if I want to do that. And because I'm afraid she's going to leave. Well, I got to tell you something, dude. She's going to leave you anyway if you go there States or not. If you really know your wife, you love your wife, going to States will not matter. If you have doubt, if you are insecure and you have doubt yourself, if she's going to leave you, she goes to States and leaves you, she leaves you. Okay, that's just the way it is. I mean, how many relationships have you lost because people leave you? Is it hard? Yes, it hurts. It breaks your heart. I remember getting on my knees and crying one time because I lost a relationship that I had for years, and I didn't think that she would ever leave me. It was a 20-year relationship, but she did. And she cheated on me. I was married to her, and she cheated on me. If they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat. So what did I do? I cried about it. I cried about it, and I cried about it. I got myself off the floor. I prayed to God about it, got myself up, and I said, okay, this next day. Her loss. And then 10 years later, I'm sitting here in the Philippines. So that's just the way it is. And I guarantee there's going to be a day I will see her somewhere, or she will have a wild moment and say, I wonder what happened to him, and check up. And I'm sitting here in the Philippines, or I'm in U.S., and that's the way it's going to be. And that's just the way things are. And that's fine. It's her loss. Or maybe it's her gain. That's how you can look at it. It's her gain. Maybe she just decided that she's just done with me and it's over me and it's not something that she wanted to be with, and that's understandably so. But if it's a situation where your girlfriend or wife is going to leave you, they're going to leave you anyway. They really are. They're going to say, okay, I'm gone. I'm not going to mess with this guy anymore. But I got to say this for sure. What I've known about people and know how they operate is stay here for a year or two, get to know your wife if you want to do it that way, or just bring your wife to the States is probably a good idea. Uh, unless you're married to someone that you have doubt about, I don't know why you would have doubt about it. If you have doubt about it, well, don't take her there. Don't take her. Maybe if you have doubt about it, maybe you shouldn't be married to her anyway. There should be no reason why anybody would have doubt. I told Ruth that. Quit being jealous of my actions or me. I'm not doing anything wrong other than saying hi to someone. This is in the beginning. I said, don't start that. Don't start that crap because it's all junk. I don't want that in my life. I don't want a situation. If I'm talking to a girl and she's a waitress, or I say hi to somebody I'm giving her money for my vegetables, I say hi. I'm not trying to get with her. I'm not trying to be with her. I have you standing right beside me. Be kind of stupid of me, right? What kind of person would I be by doing that, right? What, I'm gonna wink in front of her? No, of course not. So you have to really stand your ground, because the Filipina is gonna say, "What, you want her?" And I teased Ruth the other day. I said, "Remember that time?" She goes, "Yeah." She says, "That was really immature of me." She said, "I've learned that you're not going anywhere." I said, "Of course not. If I'm going to go somewhere, I would have left you. Why would I spend $50,000 in the Philippines and still leave you and be with you for 7 years, and I'm going to leave you? How stupid of me am I? How smart am I? I'm not very smart, am I?" So that's the thing that you got to enforce to your lady, because she's going to think the same thing. She's going to think, well, why is that happening that way, and why? Well, you know as well as I do that life is going to be like that. Life is going to be, um, it's going to be, you're going to have those challenges here, and you want to be able to tell her in a way that she understands it. And I told her this the other day. I said, if and when we get to the States, whether it's now or 2023 or 2024, whatever time frame that is, one thing about it for sure is you'll enjoy yourself no matter what's going on in the country. You'll find that it will be okay for you to work and do things. If it's a bad economy, if it's a bad situation, we'll still figure it out. There's always something we can do. We can still grow our own vegetables. I can buy a lot right now in Ocala, Florida for $4,000, actually $3,000 cash, right by the Walmart there in State Road 40, and I can live there and put an RV there, or live there in a small house. I could put a house there, one of those tiny homes, and I could live there inexpensively in the same situation I could live here. I paid more for these lots than I'm paying for that lot there. And it's 3/4 acre, and these are only like, you know, 300 square feet. If I'm lucky, that's not even 300. It's not even 300 square feet. What am I saying? It's more like 200 square feet lot. It's a small lot. So the thing that you got to think about here, prices are increased. So if you're planning to come in here, you're going to spend as much as you did in the States. So like Philly said the other day, uh, Philly said the other day, yesterday, his electricity bill was, what was it, 16,000 peso, $320. $320. It's unbelievable, right? And let's see, Chris is saying, what are you saying, Chris? I've been on a show before, Tom. The Philippines is one of the safest nations, yes. Anyone can literally disappear. Yeah, they'll take over. The alternative is multiple internet podcasts, 15 years. I'll be leaving the country in January 23. Okay. Okay, sounds good. I'll look at it. Tony, we have let. Um, so this other guy, I don't know. I thought that was Chris talking. I thought that was you, Chris. But too, you think about it, there are, I guess, there is 7,000 islands. There's many places, beautiful places you can go. But Philly was saying he did buy a plane ticket, uh, and it was, I think he said $1,200. Inexpensive. It's really inexpensive. Think about it. It's spur of the moment. He headed there. Then he gets here to this, gets there and tries to find a doctor. I really don't know the incident and all that stuff, but he said that Lot was angry because the electricity bill was $320, and it was 16,000 pesos. That's $320. So $320. That's a lot. I pay $140 for my electricity. My electricity bill is expensive. We and I have solar. And the groceries. Ruth is gone to the grocery store. We spent $200 this month. We normally spend about 140, 150, and we got to go back again by Monday. We got to go back and get a few more things. It's not a big deal. I mean, you got to eat. So you just plan your groceries, whatever the amount is. So I'm still living here under 1,000, but I live in the United States under 1,000 also, and I was living in the States for that, but I lived the RV lifestyle. My RV was paid for. I I had a lot that I had. It was $300 a month. It included electricity, and included all the TV. I had cable, and included all the internet. So I didn't have all those fees. Where here, the internet is $30 a month. See, internet is I'm paying the same internet that I paid before is $30 here, and of course the uh, electricity is $140 right there. That's $170 right there just in just those two items, not counting any other bills. Water's cheap. Water's really cheap here. It's $3. The TV, say you want cable TV, it's $10 a month for cable TV. It gives you about 60 channels, but this channels are inadequate. I don't use it anymore. It's just wasted time. I can find all the news online through YouTube or something else. And I just only use the TV for Netflix. And that's it. I don't use it for anything else other than Netflix. I watch Netflix. Either you don't have it on Netflix, I don't watch it. It's not a big deal to me. It's not the end of the world. So, but I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Chris, for coming on. And thank you so much um, for spending your valuable time with me today, Chris. Yes, in fact, I tried to make this a long stream today. How long have I been on? 26 minutes? Hey, that's good. The guys are telling me they're way too short, Chris. They want me to come on and speak for an hour or two because they're in the car. The guys are telling me they're in the car and they're driving. So it's like they want to do that. Tom, um, I live in Southwest Florida, Naples, Collier County. Do you really, Chris? Do you? Naples? I love Naples. Naples is a beautiful, wonderful area there. And hopefully you're well in that storm. Did the storm? Are you okay? You safe? How's your house? How's your apartment or wherever you're living, Chris? And hopefully you're okay there. And hopefully you got through the storm all right. That really affected a lot of people. I've been there, man, and you know this, being from Florida myself. Uh, I lived in Daytona, my last one. I lived in DeLand. I lived in Daytona. I moved to Brandon. Brandon, Florida, was my first stomping grounds near Tampa, Florida. And I really loved it there. I liked Brandon. I never forget my first day there. Still in my mind that crisp, beautiful sun there. Anyway, lived in St. Pete for a small stint there. Lived in Lakeland, and of course lived in Orlando for a while. And I lived in, but anyway, 30 plus years there. 30 plus years there in Florida, and I loved every minute of it. And our stomping grounds, I love it. I love Florida. I love Florida. I can live anywhere in Florida. I mean, I could live down in Miami. It's okay by me. Fort Lauderdale, it's okay by me. I enjoy the area. There are pros and cons living anywhere. Pros and cons here, pros and cons there. And, here, it's great. I do find myself getting bored at times. But did I get bored there? Not really. I was busy all the time. Boredom, movie theaters are shut down here. I still can't go to a movie. There are The mall is open to 10 in the morning, which kind of stumps me. I don't like going 10 in the morning to the mall because it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Uh, because getting there is fine. Get there at 10 o'clock in the morning, get back at 3 in the afternoon. But it always rains. And coming back from that trip, even though it's like 30, 40 miles, is really a treacherous trip because so many motorcycles and so many people on that road. And we just recently lost a family member on that road. Just lost a family member. We recently had two other family members get hurt on that road. Same road. Uh, and I almost hit a child on that road recently. Child ran out in the middle of this road, and I came within inches of killing the child, which is so unbearable to me, hurting the child. I was so upset. I was so upset, and it knocked me enough that I ended up selling the van. I said, I don't need a van. If I need to go I'll ride the bus. I'll take a tricycle down and ride the bus. And that's one of the reasons why. Driving here, nah, never. I've driven all over and realized that it's not good. Even in the cities, it's not good. Uh, People have hit me with the motorcycles. People have tossed me or tried to toss me around in the trucks. It's an experience, I have to say. So, and thank you so much, Chris. You have a good day, and thank you so much, guys. Thank you for always coming on my videos. And we'll see you next time on Tom and Ruth podcasts.